Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Garfield. Yes, this is. I'm pretty sure this is the 20. Yeah, this is a 20th Century Fox film brought over with the acquisition of the studio, and yeah, well, it's Garfield. This is from 2004, and it's an hour and 23 minutes long, and it stars Bill Murray as the voice of Garfield. Now, let's just say it's not a great movie, but it hits all the buttons for Garfield fans. Pretty much, it has all the things that Garfield fans would want. It has Garfield, Odie, Normal, John, uh, lasagna. Uh, Pretty much all the touchstones that you would get in a normal Garfield comic strip, created by Jim Davis a million years ago. Well, he's not that old, but you get the idea. But I mean, Garfield is kind of an American classic character for a long time, and uh, it, he got cartoons, for a while. I can't remember. I knew his name just a second ago, and I said it yesterday. Lawrence Music, Lawrence Music, something like that. He usually did the voice of Garfield, but hey, why not bring in a big movie star that has a similar voice, uh, Bill Murray? And of course, Bill Murray tends to add his own flair to things, his sense of humor. There's a lot of Bill Murray attitude throughout all this that well there's a lot of scenes where the cat is not facing the screen, so there's room to ad lib. It's it's still not exactly something that Bill Murray wants to be known for. I think he even made a joke about it in Zombieland about things he regrets doing in life, and this and the sequel to this are among those things. Yeah, so it's definitely has that early 2000s feel. Garfield is fully digital, fully CGI created. Um, Other animals, normal, his mouth and his face kind of is animated a little bit, but he's a normal cat. Odie has no digital effects to him whatsoever. He just looks like a scared dachshund the entire time. Just a scared wiener dog on the verge of trembling his way through a scene. He doesn't. He's not shaking, but it looks. I know enough wiener dogs that it just looks like he's just getting by. It just didn't seem like he was having a great time. But yeah, you got it's you got Breckenmeyer playing John, and Breckenmeyer. A lot of you might recognize him. Mostly these days, he's doing a lot of voice work on Robot Chicken, but yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. Jennifer Love Hewitt is his love interest in this, and it's honestly the human characters are in this barely and just enough to keep things moving from scene to scene. To like the relationship, there's no real depth to this, no real drive. He's just like, oh, she's gorgeous. She's a vet, and she wants to give him a dog to take care of for some reason, and because he's has a crush on her, he of course takes it, and that's Odie. So Odie ends up joining the family because John feels obligated to do what his crush says. And Jennifer Love Hewitt honestly seems like she's kind of barely there as well. She's just there to look just gorgeous and spit out a few lines and smile radiantly, and 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 collect a check. I think, I'm not sure. There's just not a whole lot of human depth. At one point, she always looks like she's oh, it's my turn to say my line. Like she just spaces out, and then it looks like it's time to say her line, and then she but her character like kind of doesn't show any interest in John, and then a moment later she's like, well, I have a crush on you. I've had a crush on you since school, and suddenly her character comes into being. It just seems really just the execution of the human romance thing is totally just out of whack for me. It didn't really connect. Stephen Tobolowsky who is one of my favorite character actors. He's in a ton of stuff. You see him mostly these days on the Goldbergs as the principal, I think. But yeah, he's been in every show you've ever seen. I'll just tell you that. Usually, if it's a comedy, a lot of dramas, but mostly comedies. He plays this TV show host who needs a dog to become famous and go to the big city. Apparently, they're in a smaller city in the Midwest, and he wants to show up his twin brother. Like, there's a whole lot going on with his backstory that doesn't matter, but it basically gets them on a ticking clock. It gets Garfield on a ticking clock where he has to actually make an effort to save Odie from being taken away to New York City. And of course, because this is post 9/11, they're going by train. Even though it's obvious they're in Los Angeles. Everything they're shooting is in Los Angeles. Universal lot, it's the Union Station, train station. They're taking the train. All these things. If you know LA, just about everything. They frame the shots just enough so you don't see the palm trees. That's about it. That's how close they get. But yeah, it's there. The CGI is good at points with Garfield, and then it's really bad. It doesn't age at all. Anybody coming in contact with Garfield, like trying to pick him up and carry him. There's one scene in the animal control pound, the dog pound or whatever, where the guy has to pick up Garfield, take him out of his cage, and the animation does not match how this guy is holding him. It's so awkward. But that's 2004, and you're not necessarily working on Lucasfilm budget. Unless, of course, ILM did do the effects in this, then I'm very wrong. But I kind of doubt they did. But anyway, it's a movie really only for the diehard Garfield fans, and the diehard Bill Murray fans who don't mind that Bill Murray hates this film. So, hey, I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt just glows on screen. So yeah, if you like that, go for that. She's not in a ton, but she's cute as hell. So I wish I could say that she has agency and she has purpose and she has a really interesting character. She doesn't. She unfortunately doesn't. I don't know. One of the other things that surprised me at the very end, as the news is breaking out that somebody is causing problems at the train station, there's a news reporter, and I don't know her personally, but I think she's the wife of a guy I used to work with. Her name's Lena, so Lena Nguyen. So she's in LA. She's she's been very well known news person here in Los Angeles for a while, and I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but every once in a while she pops up in my feed because she's always with my former coworker all the time. But yeah, so I saw her in the movie there for a second. I'm like, how do I know her? It was just a weird connection. Anyway, trying to think if there's anything else worthwhile saying about this. I'm gonna say, like I said before, unless you really have some kind of connection to this film that you really need to see this, no, you don't need to see it. I know at some point we're going to see the sequel, but I'm sure it can't be worse. Yeah, it probably can. We'll see.
588.
588. And that's by the way, that's tomorrow. We just picked tomorrow's episode. That's what this is. If you're new to this for some reason, I randomly pick. Go away. I randomly pick numbers using this app, and they're all assigned to movies in my list. And in this case, 588 corresponds. This is a documentary, but I think that it has to do with Walt Disney. I could be completely wrong. but I'm gonna go by the name here. It's Walt and El Grupo. Walt and El Grupo. I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Walt and El Grupo on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.